Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to the QueendomNation radio show where all things are royal and loyal. I am your host, Queen Chariel. Hope everybody had a productive week. Hope everything worked in your favor. I want to thank you so much for tuning in this evening. Hope everybody had a great weekend and enjoyed their Labor Day weekend. It was crazy because I ended up getting sick. On Friday with a cold. And so for the weekend of Labor Day, I didn't get to do anything. I sat around here and took meds all weekend. But I'm feeling a little bit better, so my voice sounds a little groggy. That's what's going on, with the seasons changing and everything. You know how that go, allergies and everything. But I'm actually feeling a lot better than I did the weekend. So I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope y'all are ready for September. New month, new things, new mindset. Also football season is getting ready to start. I believe they're out of the preseason and they'll be actually starting the games coming up. If I'm not mistaken, it'll be this Sunday. And like I said last time on the show, hey, y'all can be following me. I am a Dallas Cowboy fan. So in the Queendom, we do love the Dallas Cowboys. And I know I'm going to get a lot of slack from that because I know most people do not like the Dallas Cowboys. But it's okay. It's all right. I am still going to be a fan at the end of the day. So I just want to talk about my new job. I haven't worked in early childhood in 7 years. And I am super excited to be working back in the field, enjoying the kids and enjoying just being a teacher again, being able to touch lives and small minds and, just being able to give them a platform to help give them a future. So I'm thoroughly enjoying being a NC pre-K teacher. Again, it's been super fun. It's been so rewarding. Every day you go in there, it's a new experience. You deal with all these different kids and they are so hilarious. And then at the end of the day, you become like mom to them because it's so funny. A lot of them call me mom throughout the day, and I find it, kind of funny, when they do that. But they get a kick out of it too whenever they call me. They're so hilarious. But I love what I do, outside of being an author and a national queen and being a radio show host and a public speaker. I love teaching. For anybody that know me, it is my number one passion over everything that I do. So I just wanted to share that with you guys that I had such a great week in my classroom trying to get it all together. And on my Facebook page, which is I'm sure y'all die, I will be doing what we call a pre-K corner, and I'm going to start posting different things that we do in my class. And so if you're an NC pre-K teacher, even if you're just an early childhood teacher, you can incorporate some of the things that we'll be doing in our classroom. You can incorporate them in your classroom. Should be fun. Thank you guys. But so this week I just wanted to talk to you guys about, like, I don't know if you guys have ever been through like a shift in your life where you feel like you're losing control of your life, and then it comes that shift, that one particular shift that just make you realize, like, I have to take control of my life just once and for all, and so I'm kind of in that point right now where I'm trying to figure out, what's my next step, even with teaching, like, because I'm a businesswoman too. I want to know what's my next step in business. And I also want to know how to take control of my life, and so I thought this would be a good segment to talk about today for those of you that are trying to find your way and trying to take control of your life and just not sure how to go about doing it. We got to learn together today, okay? So, let's just put this out there. Taking control of your life does not mean that you control everything that happens. Because sometimes we can get so wrapped up in trying to control things that happen that we don't understand that taking control of our life does not mean that we control everything, okay? It means that you are confidently moving forward with your own goals, with your own priorities, while you embrace change as it comes an inevitable part of your life. So let's just put that out there, okay? It's not about taking control of anything. But the question is, friends, how do you get that feeling of confidence and control when it seems like just nothing is going right in your life? Do you catch yourself thinking, I don't know what to do with my life? Because we've all been in that situation before. We're like, what do I do now? Where do I go from here? And so I'm going to help give you some strategies that are aimed at giving you a clearer definition on who you are and what you really want out of life. And this will stop the tidbits of information I'm going to give you will stop you from getting sidelined by other people's priorities, and it'll also stop you from it'll start help you get out of your own way. So the thing is, when you are clear on who you are, you feel a little bit more flexible in your flow, and even better when you plan something, guys, and things go as you plan them. Because ain't nothing like planning something that's like, oh my God, this went off without a hitch. Because sometimes we plan things and we be like, oh my God, everything just went awry. But this is just going to help you take control of your life, just one piece at a time, okay? So number one, we're going to clarify your core values and your beliefs. What are your values? What are your beliefs? We constantly, friends, receive all kind of messages of what success means, okay? You go on social media, guys, when you turn on your TV and you see the successful entrepreneur crushing their new adventure, right? You see the empowered working mother raising two just awesome, perfect children. You see the digital nomad working from a beach in Bali. And then you see the driven social worker making a positive impact in their community. So everybody's chasing their dreams. But when you chase everyone else's dreams, you're going to get pulled in like 50 million directions because you're chasing something that's meant for somebody else, that's not meant for you. Okay? When you take back control of your life, it requires you to get very, very clear on what you actually want. Not what somebody else wants and not what somebody else wants for you, but what you want for yourself. This is where your core value come in, friends. Okay? But why are your core values, important in the first place? Why is that? Because your core values, my friends, they shape who you are. They are the ground that you stand on, that to build like your sense of self. Okay? When you discover your core values, you can live into your truth, friends. You can connect to the truest version of yourself. You can start living unapologetically because you know who you are and you don't have to prove it to anybody else but you. Okay? Studies have shown that once you have a clear idea of your beliefs, and you get clarity on it, it helps you make better decisions as far as how to pursue your passions, how to pursue your long-term career goals, and how to have better relationships with people and the opposite sex. It also leads to stronger social connections. It encourages a higher tolerance for pain, and it makes you less likely to engage in destructive thought patterns like comparing yourself to other people. Because we often do that, especially in the social media age, because we see this person got this, we see this person got that, we see this person's achieving this, we see this person's achieving that, and we're wondering, how can that be me? Why come it's not me? Because what's meant for you is meant for you, and what's meant for them is meant for them. That's why they're doing what they're doing, and why you're not doing what you're doing, because you're too busy trying to chase a dream that was meant for somebody else and not what is meant for you. Okay? So, your recipe for happiness, guys, is not going to look the same as somebody else's. We all have a different road and path to travel. So, You may consider, let's say, family, service, and community, but the most important parts of your life is for you to prioritize things like your freedom, like adventure, like your spirituality. You know, a meaningful life will certainly look different to these different people. My life is meant for my life. So my life is not going to look like your life or what your vision of what my life should look like. The vision that you and picture for yourself should be the vision that you chose for yourself and not what somebody else chose for you or not what somebody else is living and you think that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. That's not for you. Okay. So that's when we come to grips with inner conflict. Because, see, when you don't take the time to clarify your values, that's when you deal with inner conflict. Okay. With a firm sense of self, you can find inspiration from other people, of course, but you still stick to your core value, who you are. I always find inspiration in other people. I find inspiration in other people's lives because I look at it like, instead of how can I be like them, I look at the inspiration that motivated them to get where they need to go so that I can have that same motivation to get where I need to go. Okay. Not that I want to be like them or anything like that. I just want to know, what was your motivation? How did you get where you needed to go? And how can I find motivation in myself to get where I need to go? When you have a firm sense of self, believe me, you can get inspiration from others. But like I said, just stick to your core, okay? When you stick to your core, outside influences will no longer pull you in different directions because you know who you are, you know what you're capable of, and you know what you're trying to do. So that's the focus that you're on right now. You're shifting your focus to do what pleases you and what sticks to your core values as an individual. Okay, you recognize the differences between what matters to you, not what matters to somebody else. And you know when to say yes, and you also know when to walk away. Because you know, guys, sometimes we get complacent and we love, saying yes to people when we know it's not something that we want to do. So, so we know when to say yes and we know when to walk away. And so that leads me to identifying internal and external motivations. So, what motivates you externally? What motivates you internally? So, when you say my life is out of control, okay, and it can feel like, you're just along for the ride heading somewhere that you probably never really want to go. Are you steering your wheel, or is somebody else steering it for you? It's a good question to ask yourself. So, in order for us to get back on track, it helps you to differentiate your internal motivation and reconcile them with your external influences, okay? Internal motivators, guys, they come from within us. I'm talking about, those dreams that fill you with passion, they fill you with purpose. I've talked about that on the QueendomNation show when I talk about you doing what feeds your soul. And so internal motivation is what feeds your soul, my friends. It is what gets you up in the morning. It is that drive that I got to get this done no matter what, at what cost. I'm going to get this done. Okay? These are the desires that are personal to you. They are determined by your own values and by your own goals, not what somebody else wants you to do. Okay? By what you want to do. So let's talk about the external motivators. See, they come from outside of yourself, okay? They refer to the goals and the expectations, set by your parents, set by like your partner, set by like your friends, or set by like your community. So external motivators can also mean standards that are set by society that you feel pressured to live up to. So, some people grow up in families, especially with successful parents, and they feel pressure from the parents to be as successful as them. But at the end of the day, they find out that they end up doing all of this to please the parent or to please the partner or to please the friend or to please the community. And then at the end of the day, they're not happy with themselves because everything that they did it for somebody else and not for them. And so sometimes that can be really, really hard. And people grow up, often being very, very hard on themselves because they're living their life and trying to prove themselves for somebody else and not for them. So sometimes our internal motivations and our external motivators can come into a conflict because while I want to please my mom and I want to do the right thing that she wants me to do, I also want to live my life and I also want to do what's best for me, and I want to make the decisions that to me are going to affect my life in the long run. Okay, not what my mama want for me, not what my daddy want for me, but what do I want for me. Okay, if your parents want you to go to college, some of us have realized that we ain't born and bred for college. It's not our thing. So let's say you want to leave behind school and you want to travel the world, but your parents expect you to finish that law degree. So, but you want to quit your job and you want to pursue your passion, but you have a family to feed. You know, taking back control of your life does not mean neglecting your external motivators, friends, but it does mean that you need to find a balance that allows room for you to be that mom and for you to live your life like you want to live it. Okay, and it's not selfish, friends. It is necessary because we kick ourselves down when we don't achieve the goals that we really, really set up for ourselves. You know, the goals that we set up for ourselves that somebody else wants us to do. So my thing is this: if you have goals and you have things that you want to pursue, please take control of your life and go do it. Don't be waiting on somebody to give you permission to achieve your goals and to do things in your life that you want to do. Okay? You have to nurture your relationship with yourself. Let me say that again because I'm a victim too. So let me say that one more time. You have to nurture your relationship with yourself. You have to dive deeper and find out what is driving you, what is motivating you. Learn how to set boundaries with people, guys, so that you can focus on what truly makes you happy. Let's not spend our lives doing what makes everybody else happy and then we're miserable all in the same. I'm talking about your flow. You know what I'm saying? Fulfilling the truest, highest expression of yourself requires living your purpose. Only then, when you're living your purpose, can you show up for other people. That's a good bit of information, you know what I'm saying? So, fulfilling the truest, highest expression of yourself requires living your purpose. Only then can you show up for other people when you are living your purpose. Number 3, you need to create a vision. Okay, when I feel like I have no control of my life, right? I step back, I take time to reconnect with my vision. Visualization is similar to like meditation. Okay, instead of emptying the thoughts and the chatter in your mind, you feel it with the experience of what you wanted your life to become. Okay, so quiet all the chatter, let that go out of your mind, and fill it with things like, what do I want to become in my life? And not only what do I want to become in my life, what do I need to do to get there? How can I get there? Okay, so what does success look like to you? You know, do you picture a healthy lifestyle? Do you envision yourself surrounded by a specific type of people? What kind of career do you see for yourself? What does this version of you in your life feel like right now? What do you see yourself doing? How do you see yourself being molded to get to the next step? Reach for the sky, friends. Think of your greatest aspirations. Think about the extraordinary life that you have always dreamed of. You can create a vision board. I'm very big on vision boards. I create them all the time to get things done and get where I need to go because I believe if you see it and it's up there and it's visual, you're going to start following it. You're going to start crossing things off as you go. Okay, that's what I do. When you do your vision board, it's like a collection of images, photos, words, and phrases that reflect your dreams. I'm such a big personal affirmations and pushing yourself and motivating yourself. Because sometimes people ain't gonna motivate you. People ain't gonna be on the bench pushing and rooting for you. So sometimes we got to be our own cheerleader friends. Let's go. Put the vision board in your home, in your office, in your vanity, or somewhere that's in a line of sight that you're gonna see on a regular basis. Okay. This reinforces your direction to help you bring your dreams to life. Okay, I had a vision board, and on there had I wanted to write a book, I wanted to be a life coach, I wanted to start the QueendomNation show, and then I had like dates and times of all this that I wanted to have this stuff done. And what was crazy is when I put it out there, I actually succeeded in my own expectations, because the dates and stuff that I put out when I wanted to do these things, I was actually completing all of the stuff before the dates came up. And so what that did, once I started, and I only had 5 goals on that one. So once I started completing those 5 goals and I started crossing them off, I made me a whole nother vision board, a different 5 other things that I wanted to do. So I had 10 like long-term goals, and I had like 5 short-term goals. And so once I completed the top 5 short-term goals that I wanted to complete, and now I can work on the 5 long-term goals that I wanted to complete. So I actually, one of my long-term goals was actually going back to school to get my teaching license. And so within a year, I will be going back to do that. I also wanted to go back and teach pre-K again, and so I'm also doing that. And those were 2 of my long-term goals that I've already crossed off the list. So I made 10 goals, 7 of them are already completed. Let's go. So you guys do the same for yourself. This reinforces your direction again, and it helps to bring your dreams to life when you actually see it. You write it out, and then once you start accomplishing it, then you start crossing, them off the list as you accomplish. Number 4, believe that you can. Overcome limiting beliefs, friends. Overcome them. Most people have an internal dialogue. This inner speech is like linked to a wide range of psychological functions like reading, writing, planning, memory, self-motivation, problem solving. We have that thing that our mind just taps in, having all this stuff done on a daily basis, right? But what is the flavor of your self-talk? How do you talk to yourself? What type of pep talk are you giving yourself? Does your internal voice tell you things like, you're not good enough, you can't do it, this ain't gonna work? You know, because sometimes our mind, it doesn't give us positive talk, it doesn't give us positive energy, because that's how we thinking. We have to beware of negative self-talk to ourselves, because many times this type of limited thinking comes from an earlier part of life where somebody told you that you couldn't do this or that you couldn't do that. It's that voice. I don't know how some of you may grew up in a house with a parent who just didn't praise you enough, who didn't tell you, you're doing a good job, or wow, that's great, I'm so proud of you. If you didn't grow up like that, or if you're that kid in school that you're always messing up, and you try to do the right thing, but people just always wait on you to mess up. It means that now as an adult, you can take control of your life. It means you no longer have to allow limiting beliefs to hold you back. You don't have to worry about that person in your ear telling you what you can and can't do, because you can tell yourself, oh yes I can, and I'm gonna do it, and that's it. No questions asked. Okay, I want you to get into the habit of managing your internal dialogue. Take a week and track your thoughts, okay, guys? Write them down. Where do your voices come in? Do you have voices of self-doubt? Do you have voices of self-care? Do you have voices of upliftment? Do you have voices of motivation? Do you have voices of empowerment? What type of voices do you have going through your head? And notice the patterns. Kind of write down the patterns of the thoughts that you're having as you're going through this process, so that you can understand how important those voices play in how you go about making your daily decisions, okay? When you actively nurture positive self-talk affirmations, it creates a powerful, powerful tool for you increasing your confidence and curbing your self-doubt. When you hear yourself thinking about something negative, take a step back, friends. Say, I'm not doing this. We're going to go to someplace positive. Remind yourself, that's somebody else talking for me. That ain't me talking. Okay? That's not you. You're not saying those things. So don't get adapted to that negative line of thinking. Okay? Once that negative stuff take over, you jump in there and you be like, I am enough. I'm good enough. I'm positive. I'm fun. I'm creative. I'm courageous. I'm amazing. I'm thoughtful. Think about those types of things. I'm caring. Most of all, you're enough. Start telling yourself those things. Positive affirmations. Get you a book and just write down these affirmations. Or get you some sticky notes. Write down some affirmations. Just start posting them around your house. So when you feel in that mindset, you can go look at that. I'm positive. I got this. So let's do that. Number 5, and then we're going to close up in a few minutes, okay? I want you to take personal responsibility, friends. Regaining control of your life means finding that balance between what you can and cannot control. Guys, we can't control everything, so stop trying to. It means understanding what you can control and take 100% responsibility for just those things. You may need to take a hard look at your actions and make some changes as you move forward, friends. Give yourself a dose of reality. We always try to give it to somebody else, so we don't usually give it to ourselves. Give yourself a dose of reality. Are you responsible for this situation? Okay? Don't punish yourself, but look for the pieces that are within your power to change. We don't want to punish ourselves, because once we punish ourselves, it takes us back into that negative mindset again. So now we're down on ourselves. Now we're putting ourselves down. Now we can't do this. But just go back and look at the things that you've done and just asking, what can I do to change? What can I do to make this better for me? From time to time, take inventory of your life, friends, and ask yourself honestly, am I fully present in my work and my family life? Am I getting enough rest? Am I eating properly? Am I managing my time wisely? Am I sticking to my budget? Ask yourself these questions. Be nice to yourself, friends. Everybody falls down sometimes, and everybody, falls short, and it's okay. Give yourself a break and a reminder that life is a learning experience. We grow as we go, friends. Take responsibility. Own what you can control and make better choices going forward. And let go of what you cannot control. Okay? If we cannot control things, it's okay. You can't control everything, Even when you prepare, even when you plan, things sometimes they just go wrong. And it's okay. It's okay. Don't waste your time and your energy just being stressed out. The unknown is often very scary, friends. So overthinking and worrying about it, it leads to anxiety. And I'm telling you, you do not want to have anxiety and panic attacks. They are terrible, okay? So planning is a good thing, but it's okay that if it doesn't work out, worst case scenario, have you a backup plan just to be prepared just in case. But those are some tidbits of information, my friends, that can help you take control of your life once and for all. Stop beating yourself up and get out here and live life and put positive energy back into yourself. I'm going to give you the Queendom quote of the day, friends, and it is called, incredible change happens in your life when you decide to take control of what you do, have power over, instead of craving control over what you don't. Okay? Again, incredible change happens in your life when you decide to take control over what you do, what you can have power over, instead of craving control over what you don't. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. If there's any topics that you would like for me to discuss, please reach out to SherrielD40@gmail.com. And that is CHARIELD40@gmail.com. And just let me know. I'm looking to have some guests on the show soon. So if you would like to be a guest on the Queendom Nation show, please reach out to me. If you would like to feature your business on our show as a running commercial for the month, please reach out to me. I am Cheryl Dye. I am your host of the Queendom Nation show, where all things are royal and loyal. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I hope you have an amazing week. Let's go football. We'll talk about it next time we come on the show. Thank you guys. Have a good evening.